Tim Grimm, and I am music director and composer and adapter of music in The Grapes of Wrath. I'm also playing in the play as an actor, Floyd Knowles, and I'm narrating the play, one of the narrators. It's a joy because I have these two things that I love to do. I've been acting ever since before high school, and I've been, almost a full-time musician really for the last 12 or 13 years. And to find places where I can put those two things together is great. I think a lot of the things that happened in that story in The Grapes of Wrath are happening in a sense today, with the disadvantaged, with unemployment, with kind of problems in the strata of our culture. And I think it's really good now to re-examine our history to see where we are now and how we can, pull ourselves up again. Folk music is important to me because it's to me the kind of music that most kind of captures the human story, the way we look at other people, the way we feel, but the way we feel in the sense that we want to try to make things better. I think about what were these people who lived in this time, in this play, what might they have listened to, what might they have heard. Woody Guthrie and Pete Seeger. Pete Seeger would have been about 19 years old when The Grapes of Wrath was written. Those two singer-songwriters, musicians, folk musicians, really began to use music as a force of positive change. And they were looking at music to try to elevate themselves and the people around them. And that to me is kind of the heart of folk music. Woody began to write also in the late 30s, and the thing about Woody was he was part of these Dust Bowl people. So he lived in Okemo, Oklahoma, and the Dust Bowl came through, and he began to write songs about what was going on around him. It's easy to forget. This is the day not only before computers, it's before television, it's before so many things. There were telephones and some, but few in this place, few even record players. Live music was such an integral part of a notion of entertainment. There was a fiddle hanging on the wall, there was a banjo, there was a guitar, and at the end of a really hard day, these were hard lives that were lived in this region of the country. At the end of a hard day, they might get together in a parlor or out on the porch and just sit down and have a good drink and make some music. If they had radio at all, they would have listened to things like the Carter Family. The Carter Family began recording in 1927 in Virginia, and they recorded all the way up to 1941, and they were probably the most popular act on radio those days. Some moments, Michael, the director, Michael Edwards, will come to me and say, "Tim, we really need something underneath that really, really serious, heartfelt speech that a character is giving. We need just a little bit of music under it," which is what we call scoring. To score something is to put music underneath a scene or underneath a dialogue. So sometimes Michael will approach me. Other times I'll be back in the room listening to the actors, and I might just start to play something, and improvisationally I'll think, this causes me to play like that, and I'll just throw something in, and we'll try it. That's the beauty of rehearsals. We can try many things. We can throw all of them or some of them out. The Jodes are on stage and the scene ends, and now the truck's got to be pulled onto the stage. Here comes the truck, and we need something to happen during that. So it's not silent, so it's not still, so we're not just kind of waiting for the next scene. So that might be when we play something, the other musicians and I, really energetically and help to drive the action forward. It's what do I hear in my head, what do I hear in my ear, kind of what do I hear in my heart, what would best occupy that oral, that listening space. I'll be playing guitar exclusively. We also have a really fine fiddler. We'll have a little bit of banjo, we'll have some mandolin. We'll mix it up. One day we'll try a fiddle in this spot, and then we'll try a mandolin in this spot. We'll see what works better. The play is the journey. And the music goes right along with them. Sometimes it almost leads them. Sometimes it follows them. Sometimes it's right on stage. Listen to the stories in the songs, and listen to the melodies in the songs. That's the heart of the music for me, and also the energy and the joy and the sadness that it can bring. There's nothing quite like live music with just voices and guitars and acoustic instruments. It's a great feeling, and I hope that the students who come listen to that sort of catch on to that spirit.
66 Will Rogers Highway, 66 the people go